By now, you should have successfully navigated your way through the first 3 classes of teaching in higher education. In Class 1A, we began our course with a look at the first day of a typical class in higher education, and I tried to model how to build a learning community. I tried to make sure you understood the process and content of our course, and the importance of setting the right tone for your course that will involve college students. You were asked to locate another university's Center for Teaching for Faculty Development and to parse out some of the key characteristics that made their Center for Teaching Excellence stand out in your own mind as a place that would develop its college faculty. You should have posted the URL for the site you visited and some pertinent comments on the Center for Teaching and Learning discussion board. In Class 1B, you were provided with a host of materials to help you establish your own personal belief of learning, answering questions that included the philosophy, psychology, sociology, history, and leadership of teaching. You were answering questions like, what are we teaching? How do we teach? Who are we teaching? And key advocates in the field of higher education. And you were asked to submit a journal paper to your instructor documenting your personal beliefs. Well, we moved quickly into Class 2A and 2B to consider the CARPE model for differentiating instruction, how to plan a class session, and how to select a course and lesson for demonstrating the key elements of this course as we move further. We discussed some of the best methods for proposing a new course in higher education and for developing a sound syllabus for your learners. You prepared a formal course proposal and course syllabus for the lesson that you would like to teach as the authentic assessment portion that demonstrates your mastery of the concepts that will be presented. Class 3 was totally online and presented a myriad of teaching issues, including learning styles, cultural diversity, active learning and lecturing, and the assessment of both learning and teaching. So now it's time for a little hands-on practical work. In Microteaching exercise number 1, you will prepare the beginnings of a single lesson on the course that you selected and that I subsequently approved. Again, this is to be an introduction to the lesson only and should contain elements that you would address in the first session of any college class. I have provided 2 tools to help you prepare your presentation. In the course syllabus, I included a list of items that could be included in any introductory lesson. Also in Class 3, I've provided a rubric for Microteaching exercise number 1 that contains some of the other standard elements that you might want to consider addressing during an introduction to your lesson. You will be adding more instructional resources later in Class 4 and 5 to complete your lesson as part of the Microteaching exercise number 2. In the presentation, show me some organization, some structure to your proposed lesson. The lesson goals and learning objectives are very important elements as you begin any lessons, so those should be there. You should be able to take that information, plus a whole lot more, right off of your course syllabus. Try and incorporate as much of our previous lectures and discussions into your lesson as you deem appropriate. The presentation will not be graded for your professional use of technology. At this stage in our course, I am more interested in the content that you intend to cover. So try not to spend much time editing your presentation. The video should be clear, but the narration does not need to be perfect as long as it's understandable. I have actually developed a short tutorial for you that talks about the various technologies that you may use for this exercise. If you would like to view it now, you can pause this video and open the narrated presentation entitled Technologies for the Microteaching Exercise. Actually, you can finish this presentation now if you want to. If you do that, let me add this final comment. Your presentation should not be more than 10 minutes long. I prefer you keep it to around 8 minutes if you can. Okay, you have some work to do for your first micro-teaching exercise, and I'm looking forward to seeing your results, especially after putting the introduction together with your teacher-developed course materials in Class 4 and 5.